Very good morning. Today is Sunday, 29th November 2015. Paper highlights read by Christina Arulselvam. You are listening to AthavanNews.com. First, let's look at the paper highlights from today's newspaper, Sunday Observer. High-powered UN mission due early next year. A definite turn in Sri Lanka UN ties. A visit by high-powered UN mission is scheduled for early next year, the Sunday Observer learns. UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon and UNHRC Commissioner Prince Ziad Al Hussein are scheduled to visit the country in February next year. The visit has been on the cards since August this year. It was originally scheduled to take place before the UNHRC session in September but was postponed at the last minute due to the various reasons. The visit marks a definite turn in a relationship between Sri Lanka and the UN, which was scored during the later stage of Rajapaksa government. Efforts by UNHRC team of investigators led by Al Hussein to visit Sri Lanka last year to probe war crimes were met the stiff oppositions by the Rajapaksa regime. Another news highlight from Sunday Observer: UK to disburse Euro 6.6 million for military reform. British Prime Minister David Cameron, who met President Maithripala Sirisena on the sidelines of the Commonwealth Summit in Malta, assured that Britain will give Sri Lanka funds amounting of rupees to Euro 6.6 million, paced out over 3 years to help the country recover from the civil war. Britain is committed to standing up for those affected by Sri Lanka's civil war. The Euro 6.6 million funding is part of a long-term UK commitment to support stability and prosperity in Sri Lanka, Prime Minister Cameron was quoted as saying. Another news highlight from Sunday Observer: HRC to play key role in constitution making. The Human Rights Commission is expected to play a major role in the constitution making process to ensure the new constitution will not be like the two former violent constitutions. Human Rights Commission Chairman Dr. Deepika Udagama said one could safely say the past two Republican constitutions were violent constitutions as they created problems which caused division among citizens, heightened suspicion and the necessity to contest each other. Sri Lanka has taken constitution making very lightly in the past, she said, adding the Commission wants to ensure the ongoing process to participatory and transparent. The HRC will refrain from taking up any official post in the process but will actively take part by providing ideas and standards in keeping with their advisory and monitoring role. More news highlight from Sunday Observer: Joint opposition decries COPE and PAC sold. A grave injustice is being perpetrated in the joint opposition when members are appointed to the Parliament Oversight Committees, the Committee on Public Enterprises and PAC slots. Another news highlight from Sunday Observer: road accident hit 6,000 in 3 months. The number of road accidents has soared to over 6,000 in the past 3 months and 80% of the victims were women. Over 80% of our admission comprised females while the rest were men. In all these cases, our accidents were due in human factors and could have been prevented if road rules had been observed properly. National Coordinator for Training Accident Service, National Hospital, Colombo, Pushpa Ramyani Soisa said. Another news highlight from Sunday Observer: release those held under PTA for prolonged period, HRC. The Human Rights Commission has called for the immediate release of these held detention under the terrorism law for a long period of time without charges or credible evidence. In a letter to Attorney General Yuanjana Vijay Tilaka on Friday, the HRC had expressed grave concern about the rights of detainees being held under the Prevention of Terrorism Act and Emergency Solution and Rehabilitation process. The HRC has called upon the AG to review the cases and consider enlarging the bill and accuse against the women there is credible evidence but had been the detention, the remand prison for long period of time. Another news highlight from Sunday Observers: India's Army Chief on 5-day visit. Indian Army Chief General Dalbir Singh will kick off a 5-day official visit to Sri Lanka starting today to upgrade the fleet of warplanes tanks and defense guns, a move described the analyst as an attempt in New Delhi to curb China's growing influence on Sri Lanka. Now let's move to the paper highlights from today's newspaper, Sunday Times. The main headlines from the Sunday Times: MP get exempted for duty-free car imports ban. Doctors, top public servants planning strike as concern only for MPs. The budget proposal to scrap the duty-free vehicle import permit system is to be relaxed, with MPs being given some consensus to government has decided. Parliamentary Affairs Minister Gayantha Karunatilaka told the Sunday Times MP would be given vehicles to concessionary terms which would be finalized next week. He said it was parliamentary privilege to provide MPs with vehicles as they require transport to efficiently carry out their duties. More news highlight from the Sunday Times: tax chief collect taxes like bee taking honey from a flower. Tax office state banks to remain open today. As the government set about collecting revenue from the direct taxes, Inland Revenue Commissioner General Kalyani Dahanayaka has asked the Tax Department and State Bank to be kept open during the weekend and staff to be courteous all taxpayers. Bank of Ceylon and People Bank's head office are remain open today. Accommodate last-minute tax return to the beat the November 30th deadline. Another news highlight from Sunday Times: CBK to get same pension as Rajapaksa. A resolution has been tabled in Parliament by Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe to place the pension entitlement for former President Chandrika Bandaranaike Kumaratunga and pair with the entitlement enjoy her successors Mahinda Rajapaksa. Another news highlight from Sunday Times: Lankan still held without trial in Maldives. A Sri Lankan arrested in the Maldives over alleged conspiracy assistance President Abdullah Yamin was this week further detained for 15 days, Foreign Ministry officials said. His detention period was extended on Monday pending further questioning on his allegations linked with the assassination plot. The 24-year-old Lahiru Madhushanka has not been proceeded in court. Lawyers Sabdika Velapalli this week flew the Maldives to meet the Sri Lankans who is being held in the island of Mayo. Another news highlight from Sunday Times: world standard heart and lung transplant here. Sri Lanka will soon embark the groundbreaking heart and lung transplant with the support of British medical expert, ending the era which such life-saving surgery was only available abroad at high prohibitive cost. Now let's move to the paper highlights from today's newspaper, Ceylon Today. A cabinet reshuffle. The government will go on for a major cabinet reshuffle after Budget 2016 is passed in Parliament. Another news highlight from Ceylon Today: Tisha the Sky Boring War Dog. The commando parachute 40-year-old Major MNPS Sajiba of 1 Commando Regiment added new chapter to Sri Lanka field the parachute last Saturday. He was descended from a height of 40,000 foot holding the pet war dog Tisha. Another news highlight from Ceylon Today: no reason to resign. Minister of Health and Indigenous Medicine Dr. Rajita Senaratne said, "We had the support of the entire cabinet except for a couple of ministers. They give us the courage to continue the struggle against bribery and corruption." Another news highlight from Ceylon Today: high-speed actress. It is not wrong to ask help from a friend, even if that friend happened to be well-known minister, does not mean I am a relationship with him, actress Ritu Akshara said. We brought you the paper highlights from today's newspapers. We will bring you more tomorrow. Thank you.